Kevon and Alexis was known to have a great sibling relationship and got along well. Kevon stated that his sister had taught him everything he knew, but the siblings were on different paths and they fought like many other brothers and sisters did. Kevon Lamar Watkins lived in Macon, Georgia with his mother, LaTanya, his brother, and his sister, Alexis, and her 3-year-old son. While they may have squabbled and argued like all families do, they were able to live together under one roof happily. But an argument got so out of hand that Kevon ended up choking Alexis over the Wi-Fi connection. On February 2nd, 2018, LaTanya picked Kevon up from Westside High School, and she could tell he was in one of his bad moods. When they got home, Kevon went straight to his bedroom and became engaged in his Xbox. LaTanya wasn't feeling good, so she went to her room. Kevon didn't want anyone else logging onto the internet so that it wouldn't slow down the connection while he played his Xbox. So later, his 13-year-old brother had complained to their mother that Kevon had changed the password so no one else could use the internet. LaTanya tried to resolve the issue by just unplugging the router and taking it to her room. Kevon got upset. He goes into her bedroom and started arguing and fighting with her about the internet cord she took from the internet box. Because he was acting as if he was going to hit their mom, Alexis runs into the mother's room and she grabs Kevon with a bear hug and tells him, "Chill out." Kevon then grabs Alexis by the throat and put her in a 15-minute chokehold. Now, although LaTanya and her 13-year-old son tried hitting and punching Kevon while yelling for him to let Alexis go, they could not break the grip that he had on her. LaTanya immediately called 911, and minutes later, her 13-year-old son also called 911 and reported that his brother had his sister in a chokehold and he was threatening to beat their mom. When the sheriff arrived, he ordered Kevon to let Alexis go. He did after the second command, causing Alexis to drop to the floor. She was unresponsive with her tongue hanging out of her mouth, and it looked as if she had urinated on herself. The responding officer jumped into administering CPR until medical help arrived. Alexis was taken to the hospital where she was revived and admitted into the intensive care unit with heart failure and brain injury. While in ICU, Alexis had another heart attack, multi-organ failure, and irreversible brain damage. She died the next day. She was engaged at the time of her death and had a 3-year-old son. Alexis had multiple abrasions to her neck due to the pressure Kevon applied. The medical examiner noted that her cause of death was brain injury due to a lack of oxygen. Kevon was arrested and booked into the Regional Youth Detention Center. After being advised of his Miranda rights, he agreed to speak with law enforcement. He stated that he and his mother had gotten into an argument about the internet and that his sister had jumped in between them to stop the argument. Kevon put Alexis in a chokehold and continued to hold her even after she stopped moving because he was mad. May 1st, 2018, Kevon was indicted for felony murder and aggravated assault. He waived his right to a jury trial and chose to have a judge decide his fate. During the trial, he claimed that Alexis rushed into the room and hit him. He held Alexis to protect himself because he was concerned that she would get back up and start fighting again. On cross, he admitted that it was possible Alexis was fighting against him because she was trying to find a way to breathe. Kevon claimed that he did not notice when Alexis stopped moving. He told the judge he regretted what he did and that he wished he could take it all back. In closing arguments, prosecutors stated that Kevon did not intend to kill his sister, but his decision to place her in a chokehold for at least 15 minutes is what ultimately led to her death. They argued that he had ample time to let her go after his family pleaded with him to stop, but he chose not to. The defense attorney claimed that Kevon acted in self-defense and that he did not realize how much harm he was causing his sister. He said that Kevon was diagnosed with ADHD and intermittent explosive disorder, which made him prone to impulsive and aggressive behavior. The defense attorney also stated that the evidence showed that the strangulation was accidental and that, if anything, the trial court should convict Kevon of voluntary manslaughter instead of felony murder. The judge expressly considered and rejected this argument. August 6, 2019, then 18 years old, Kevon Watkins was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. The judge explained that she had found Kevon guilty of felony murder instead of voluntary manslaughter because that even under the best estimation, by the time the deputies arrived at the scene, it had been at least 11 minutes that Kevon had been choking his sister. She had to have stopped moving, and that perhaps Kevon didn't notice because he was angry. The judge also said that Kevon's case was a horrible example of what excessive and obsessive gaming can do to a person. She said that Kevon's addiction to his game and his disregard for his family's needs led to this tragedy. She urged him to use his time in prison to get help and to educate others about the dangers of gaming addiction. What do you guys think? Do you think that Kevon meant to kill his sister? Personally, I don't think that he did. I just think that he was so angry that he didn't realize how far things were going. This is one good reason why we don't do things in anger, because we never know how far things would go. Kevon has to be devastated. I mean, like he said, his sister was like a best friend to him. She taught him everything he knew. He was already fighting with his mom about the internet cord. When his sister came in to intervene, he reversed that anger from his mom, which he couldn't completely take it all out on his mom. So he reversed that anger from his mom and he put it on her. And he took it too far. And I agree with the judge. I think that he didn't realize that she had stopped moving because he was so angry. Think about that, guys. Just really think about that. What are your thoughts? Do you think he meant to kill his sister, or do you think he didn't mean to kill his sister? All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this story. Don't forget to like, share, and if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you know every time I post a new video. All right, guys, until next time, take care of you.